For those of you who do not know me, my name is Bev Pell, and I've been a member of Temple Yeshua for a few years now. It's a privilege. And at age 20, I married my teenage sweetheart, Doug, to my left, and studied music, went to University of Calgary and studied general studies, and also worked in banking in Central Cash. And at age 30, I went to school to study orthodontics as a clinical chairside assistant. I took a break from orthodontics to help my mom and my Jewish stepdad in the restaurant business. And I didn't realize that would take hold of the next 10 years of my life. Doug and I helped purchase an historic church in Old Town Okotoks, Alberta. And we developed it into our second restaurant called Heartland Cafe. And it was crazy successful. And the restaurant owned me. We really didn't own it, it owned us. We worked double shifts and we came home really tired. So this is the irony, is we went to church every day, but I didn't have time for music and I didn't have time for God. A few years into running this business, I felt the Lord calling me to return to Him. So I pressed in and I listened to what He was saying. So in 2012, we sold that business. I sold my grand piano, our house, cars, gave away many of our belongings. And we lived on our boat for 2 years. We took a sabbatical. I needed to be still so I could listen to the Lord. I was doing too much. I felt the Holy Spirit lead me towards studying the Hebraic roots of my faith. It was really strong. The feast days of the Lord took hold of my heart. And the more I studied them, the more I fell in love with them. I began to study, observe, and honor these festivals as well as the biblical, some call it the Jewish calendar, but I call it the biblical calendar. And I fell in love with Hanukkah and Purim and all the other special feast days. They become a part of my life. So the more I studied the Hebraic roots of my faith, the more I fell in love with the Torah, the Jewish Messiah, and the Jewish people. I discovered that we are more united than divided, and together we serve the one true God. I saw the Torah as God's love letter for us. Observing and practicing it helps to lay a foundation to build and develop our relationship with our Creator. It was a big deal for me. The Torah is holy. The law is holy, and we are to delight in it. Its highest teaching is love and kindness. So studying the law or the Torah just means instruction. It's not legalism to me at all. It's an invitation to learn the mind and the heart of the Lord and to walk rightly with a holy and loving God. So in 2016, I was baptized on Shavuot Pentecost. It was awesome. It was transformative. It was year 5777, and Israel was celebrating 70 years, Jerusalem 50. It was amazing. It was really cold. That was my first ocean swim. It was so cold. But I did it, and it just took me further. And I wanted to learn more about one new man. That took hold of me next. So I'll read this. It's really, really significant. Ephesians 2:14 through 16. For he himself is our peace, who has made us both one. He has broken down the middle wall of separation, having abolished in his flesh the enmity, that is the law of commandments contained in ordinances. Now that actually means ripping up our tickets, our sin, forgetting it, putting it into our past. So as to create in himself one new man from two, thus making peace, that he might reconcile them both to God in one body through the cross, thereby putting to death the enmity. Yeshua doesn't like hatred. He doesn't like division. He wants us to be echad. So the Gentiles together, sorry, it's not very clear. The Gentiles are heirs together with Israel, members of one body, and shares together in the promise of Yeshua. So I began to look for a local congregation that thought this way. And this search led me to Temple Yeshua. And after 10 years of not playing piano or singing, I listened to the Holy Spirit call me back into music. But this time, my focus was on praise and worship unto him. I believe Yeshua is asking us all, are you all in? To be a light as the world grows darker. So my personal stance is this. As Temple Yeshua presses forward with new leadership in this place, I am excited to serve and to support them going forward. Thank you.